In this lecture, we're going to talk about ethics. And this is both ethics in general, but it is also the ISACA Code of Ethics. I think it is important both to know and understand the ethics of ISACA, first off, because you're going to sign off on them. Secondly, you may see them on the exam. And I'm going to read you all 7 bullet points here from the ISACA Code of Ethics, and I do apologize if this is boring, but you need to know and understand this. So here goes. ISACA members and certification holders shall 1. Support the implementation of and encourage compliance with appropriate standards and procedures for the effective governance and management of enterprise information systems and technology, including audit, control, security, and risk management. 2. Perform the duties with objectivity, due diligence, and professional care in accordance with professional standards. 3. Serve in the interest of stakeholders in a lawful manner, while maintaining high standards of conduct and character and not discrediting their profession or the association. That's ISACA. 4. Maintain the privacy and confidentiality of information obtained in the course of their activities unless disclosure is required by a legal authority. Such information shall not be used for personal benefit or released to inappropriate parties. 5. Maintain competency in their respective fields and agree to undertake only activities that they can reasonably expect to complete with the necessary skills, knowledge, and competence. 6. Inform appropriate parties of the results of work performed, including the disclosure of significant facts known to them that, if not disclosed, may distort the reporting of the results. And then finally, 7. Support the professional education of stakeholders in enhancing their understanding of the governance and management of enterprise information systems and technologies, including audit, control, security, and risk management. And now that we went through that painful exercise, let's break down what they really mean. 1. Simplified is follow the appropriate standards and procedures that govern what we do. 2. Do your due diligence and do your due care. Due diligence is the research. Due care is the actual implementation. If we do monitoring and controlling after we have implemented, that is also due diligence. 3. Do what is the best for the stakeholders as long as it is legal, and maintain high standards of conduct and character. Don't discredit your profession or ISACA. Make sure that everything you learn and everything that you do maintains privacy and confidentiality unless you're required to disclose it to some sort of authority. And definitely don't use information that you learn on your projects and in your work for personal benefit or share it with someone that is not appropriate. 5. Keep learning so you are good at what you do, and don't say you can do something if you actually can't, if you do not have the skill set. 6. Be honest with your reporting. Even if you're going to tell them something they don't want to hear or something that's going to put IT security or whatever you do in a bad light, you need to tell them and be completely honest. And then finally, 7. Help with the education of your stakeholders so they understand why governance and management of enterprise information systems and technologies is important. And this is really one of those places where you need to educate up sometimes. You have all the knowledge of why this is important. You need to be able to convey that to people who don't have the same technical knowledge. And then finally, when you sign the Code of Ethics, if you violate it, if they figure out that you somehow violated ISACA's Code of Ethics, they can implement disciplinary measures that could mean that you can lose your certification or the ability to recertify for the rest of your life. But obviously here, no problem, right? You're completely ethical. I think we should also talk about the Computer Ethics Institute, their top 10 commandments. And here I'm going to spare you reading them out. I'm not going to say thou shalt not 10 times. I'm just going to do the basics. Don't use a computer to harm people. Don't interfere with other people's computer work. Don't snoop around on other people's files. Don't use a computer to steal. Don't use a computer to bear false witness. Don't copy or steal proprietary software that you haven't paid for. Don't use other people's computer resources without authorization or compensation. Don't appropriate other people's intellectual property or output. Think about the social consequences of the program that you're writing or the system that you're designing. And then finally, use a computer in a way that ensures consideration and respect for your fellow humans. Really, it boils down to think about what you're doing. Don't use it for something that can negatively affect other people. Don't steal, don't harm, don't lie. And it's not like you're going to get tested on these on the exam, but understand the ethics behind it. Understand that you don't do all those things that can have a negative effect on other people. And then finally, let's talk about the IAB's ethics and the ethics of your organization. And here they consider unethical behavior to be if you seek to gain unauthorized access to any resource on the internet, if you disrupt the intended use of the internet, if you waste resources that can be people, capacity, or compute. And you can do that by disrupting any leg of the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And then finally, you of course need to know the ethics standards of your organization. Many large organizations will have a code of ethics just like ISACA did, and most of them boils down to the same key elements. Do what's right, don't lie, don't steal, be ethical, don't use stuff for something it's not intended for and you're not allowed to do. And here I would understand for the exam, even if your ethics of your organization says to do something illegal, you should not do that. For the exam, closely follow what ISACA tells you. If your organization says to break the law or do something that is somewhere in a gray area, don't do it. This is ISACA's exam. Answer everything from the perfect world, and if your company asks you to do something that you see as unethical, maybe it's time to find a new place to work. And with that, we are done with this lecture. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.